Here's
great.
Spencer Pratt.
Now this is a story all about how my life got turned upside down, and I had to take a minute to run for mayor. I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel-Air.
It's just him and his Airstream.
So good.
He's pulling his Airstream into where his house had burned down.
Oh.
In West Los Angeles, Palisades, my backfire, my mom got scared and said, "You're moving in with Harvey Levin in Bel-Air."
The devastation there is like so sad.
I pulled out from my lot about 7 or 8, and I yelled to the rubble, "Yo, ho, smell you later." I moved to my kingdom, I was finally there to sit on my throne as a prince of Bel-Air.
In his Airstream.
Brilliant.
Spencer Pratt is, it's impressive. Welcome, everyone, to the Wildly Opinionated News Hour, Todd's World. I'm Todd. Carey is with me, and you're with us, and we are so glad that you are. Thanks for joining us today. We're recording Memorial Day weekend, so this will drop probably the Tuesday right after Memorial Day.
Yeah.
So
hope everyone had a great
everybody
weekend.
had a fabulous Memorial Day weekend.
Maybe on your new deck.
That's right. I have been building some decks.
Yep.
Whoa. Been working too hard, but that's okay.
It's good. This is the fun work.
I like it. You know, when you live in Michigan, you go through 6 months where you don't have the greatest weather. So when you get the greatest weather, it's nice to be outside and banging away and getting some big outdoor stuff
Definitely.
done. So
that's cool.
I like it.
I
Makes
had
me happy.
work outside and it is hot AF.
Yeah, it hasn't been here.
Oh my gosh.
Today, I think it's high as 64.
Oh my gosh. I think it's...
You'd have your coat on, Carey.
Yeah, it's going to be 88 here today.
Yeah, we're not getting that. So, supposedly going to be maybe a big weekend for, Trump. Don Jr. is getting married this weekend.
Is he?
Donald Trump Jr.
Wait,
yes.
to whom?
Not to Kimberly Guilfoyle. They broke up a while back, and he got a new squeeze. And I don't remember the girl's name. She's not as celebrity oriented.
Did he fumble the bag with Kim?
I think he got rid of her. I think he got tired of it.
Okay.
Is what I think.
Right.
I question. She's a pretty girl. I question how much there is there, but who knows? But anyway, point is that Don Jr. is getting married this weekend, and Trump was on his way to Bedminster in New Jersey, his golf club.
Okay.
Friday, I believe, yesterday, and maybe early afternoon, and the entire motorcade, everything turned around. He canceled all plans.
Oh.
All Intel services are in town for the weekend and have been ordered to stay put. The pizza places across DC are going nuts, which means they're all working late. So we expect something to go down, probably something with Iran. It may be strikes or it may be a deal. I get the sense that this is the weekend, that things are right there.
Okay.
The airspace I watched last night.
Something's happening.
Yeah, I watched last night kind of in live time as the airspace around Iran all cleared.
Really?
So everything. That means the United States told people to stay out of it. And you saw the entire thing clear. They're getting ready.
Okie dokie.
Trump's going to turn it into, I don't know what.
Some
you'd
Memorial
like to
Day
see some
fireworks,
resolution. Yeah.
Yikes.
You hate it for the people, but at the same time, the people haven't exactly risen up, and there's been a lot of chaos. So I don't know. We've got to have. I think Trump agrees we got to have some kind of resolution, and so in Trump's mind, you blow things up when you need a resolution.
Yeah, I guess so. Show of power. Let's see how it goes. Well, I hope it goes well. I guess I hope the wedding is nice.
So he's missing his son's wedding is the point.
I think he couldn't handle being with someone smarter than him. That's why I think he's not with Kim.
Who's smart? Oh, Don Jr.
Don Jr.
You really see, I
Yeah.
never had strong.
She's a smart
I
woman.
tell you what, I have been kind of watching. So we'll see what happens this weekend, guys. You
Okay.
may know by the time this drops, maybe everything has changed in Iran. I hope so, and we'll analyze it next week. But as of right now, it's a Memorial Day weekend that's relatively calm, but a little bit on edge in DC and maybe in Iranistan. I know.
Look out.
Maybe you're on edge.
Look out.
If you're by a military, I don't know if there are any military installations left in Iranistan.
Yeah, I don't think
But if there are, I mean, who knows? Oh boy, I'm all the way back to. I'm trying to. I had some clips.
Okay.
I want to get into AI a little bit. What do you think about that? Because but a little different. A little different view on AI. Okay. Here we go. Our old buddy from Amazon, Jeff Bezos.
Okay.
Is who we're gonna listen. He's been out and about with some interviews this week, and I found him kind of interesting. I got to tell you, it crossed my mind that I said to Nikki, I wonder if this guy is angling toward politics.
Oh no.
Well, it'd be president. It wouldn't be. I think Trump. I think has kind of blown the lid off. In other words, before in the 80s and 90s, you had these wildly successful businessmen and half-ass celebrities and whatever. But I think they looked at politics as kind of a grubby business that they didn't want to mess with and whatever. But there's no doubt Trump has taken it, and he's the most powerful man in the world. Like I said to Nikki, I wonder if Bezos is angling for something in the coming 4 years, whatever.
That's so
and
awful.
She said, why would he want it?
Right.
And I said, because to men like that, all they want is the top rung. And let me tell you what, the president of the United States is the top rung of every ladder in the world. I mean, here in this temporal world.
Sure. Yeah, that could be.
And that's why they want it. They've done it all. They've done everything else. They want the fight. They want people to try to destroy.
I don't know. I think it's a really strange desire.
That's because you're a woman. You can't relate. I do think there's some of that. And what I'm talking about in Jeff Bezos, I can recognize. I don't personally have it. I'm not that driven, but there are certain types of men who are so driven. There may be types of women like that too, although they're always mildly disturbing.
I understand what you're saying about the male drive. Okay, I know. I didn't hang up on him. Everyone calm down. But no, I understand what you're saying about the male drive, that kind of that masculine quality. I get that.
Well, supercharged. I mean,
sure. Yeah. Above normal,
the
above
few
average.
men in the world who are.
But I've got to say, just even if your mind is there, practically speaking, it's not like, I don't know. There's so much downside to holding that position. I can't imagine that outweighing. Can't imagine the one positive outweighing all of. It's like the shittiest position you could possibly hold. Anyway.
That's because you can't imagine a world your worldview dominated by power. And that's essentially what it is.
So,
there's
so many.
Calm down, Jeff. Okay, this is Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, talking about AI. I think maybe giving us a little different perspective.
Okay,
we have talked about AI some, but a lot of what we've talked about in the clips we've seen, I guess for lack of a better word, I'm going to say it's like AI fear porn.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
We're kind of talking about where's this headed?
World's
gonna destroy us? Yeah, that's true. There's so much you can't.
You're already dead. AI's just fooled you, and you don't even know it.
Unplug. Yeah.
Well, here's Jeff Bezos talking about AI. Let's hear what he has to say. Sorry, guys.
Smart people, and they are smart, and they are saying, "Oh my God, there's going to be no more radiologists because." AI can read x-rays better than a radiologist can, and there are going to be no more software engineers because AI can program better than a software engineer can. These people are wrong. So what's really going to happen is that it's going to elevate all of these people, and it's like You've been digging. Let's say you're a software engineer.
Right.
What it's the analogy I can give you is you've been digging out a basement for your house with a shovel, and somebody's about to hand you a bulldozer. You should be so happy if you're digging the basement to your house and somebody says, "Hey, how about this? I have a tool here that's gonna." And what's really going to happen is we're going to have so much productivity in our economy that, for example, this is just one effect. A lot of people who have two-earner income households, one of the people is going to drop out of the workforce. That's why we're going to have a labor shortage. People, because of the productivity gains, you're going to be able to afford things. We're going to have, I predict we'll actually have deflation of certain core, assuming we let this technology play out and don't hamstring it with regulation too early. We will actually have, everything will get, food will get cheaper. So,
whoops. What do you think, Gary?
Well, I mean, I don't know about things getting cheaper. I'd like to understand more about that, but that's an interesting take. I agree. You and I, when we've talked about it, like that we're not really very afraid of it, is because we view AI as more of a tool for us to use, not something that's going to replace the human element entirely. But
right.
I liked his
But
analogy
there's a lot of fear.
of the bulldozer. Sure.
And there will be, and listen, like this is what I said to Nikki. I said, I think that a positive view of AI, I think it could be amazing.
A central bank that
Warsh. We're going to share him too.
Okay.
This is the new Fed guy. But anyway, I want to finish my thought.
Yeah.
This is who's on the screen, guys, is Trump's new Fed chairman just got sworn in Friday. We're finally done with Jerome Powell. We should see rates start to drop, interest rates, which should hopefully unfreeze the housing market somewhat, which will also help people, equity. Most people's major source of equities in their home. And if you get at that, it helps to kind of unlock things and get things moving. So anyway, but what I was saying is I think that AI, I think we could look back, like we're at a time that in the next 5 years, we're going to see amazing jumps. And the people that are going to do the best are the people who are willing to learn and work with the AI and aren't afraid of it.
Right.
As a builder, when he used that you're trying to dig out a basement with a shovel compared to with a bulldozer or an excavator or whatever, that made that tracked with me so much. But the other thing I thought about is all the different excavators I've seen dig basements over 3 decades, and how you can have a guy who's got an excavator who it takes 4 times as long for because he doesn't really know what he's doing.
Well said.
Or then you've got the really good guys who get a basement dug and it's within an inch of level and everything is perfect, and you're just like, it's done in 4 hours, and you're like, holy cow.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because they know how to use the tool.
Yes.
You're right.
And so I do think
You're
that,
totally right.
and I think that the fear porn aspect of AI that was programmed in, I mean, it's running through all of us. All we can think about is the Terminator and the metal coming together.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's, and so there's a certain fear of it, and we fear it's going to take our jobs. And if you're a low level legal secretary or whatever, we're afraid of that. But I do think there's an aspect where if that fear keeps you from learning it and learning to use it, you're going to be left behind in this kind of thing. Not any different than when we had cars and they were eventually adopted.
Right.
And if you're afraid of cars, if you're afraid of flying,
or computers,
you're going to
or computers.
I think computers is perfect. I met and I didn't have time. I wanted to have a little conversation comparing the rise of this new era of AI to the original rise of personal computing and kind of the fears that went with both. My guess would be that they track pretty close. I think you're right on that. I just didn't get around to it, guys. It was a really busy week for me. So,
but yeah, that's interesting. So when did the previous Fed head of the Fed get released? Like, when was that?
Friday.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I'm like,
and he did, and Jerome Powell didn't go quietly. He didn't want to go. Trump's been wanting him out for
Friday,
a while.
like a whole week ago. Friday.
No, like last Friday.
Like for us yesterday.
The day that Kevin Warsh, is this guy's name, was yesterday was sworn in, is the same day that the old chairman.
Okay, thank you. I don't feel as bad. I'm like, I've not heard this.
No,
Okay.
But this is the new Fed,
Okay.
the new Fed chair.
There we go.
And let's hear what he has to say. This again, I think, is about. I hope it's about AI. Otherwise, we'll see what it is. I have no idea.
What we call AI in a couple of years, we'll just call business. And AI is going to make almost everything cost less. And the U.S. can be what we call AI in a couple of years, we'll just call business. And AI is going to make almost everything cost less. And the U.S. can be a big winner. And it's a hugely exciting moment. If I were to step back for a minute, if I were the president, what I'd be worried about is a central bank that doesn't see any of that. A central bank that is stuck with models from 1978, governance from a prior period, and don't recognize we could be at the front end of a productivity boom. And if I were the president, I'd be worried that they might not see it. And they might think economic growth is somehow going to be inflationary. I think we were probably in the early innings of a structural decline in prices. Ken sees it on the front lines of real businesses. And I think if you look over the period of the next year or two, it's a pretty special moment.
So the new head of the Fed is basically echoing what Jeff Bezos said.
He is. I'm curious about the cost of the data centers, though, because of like the establishment of them.
Right.
I mean, it's billions of dollars, being put into this. And I guess it's impacting the electricity demands of it. I've heard people predict that they'll have a profound effect on the economy, the power availability and the economy of big cities and where they're being built. So I'm just curious. Well, not big city, wherever they're being built.
Well, and that certainly is something that people are worried about.
Mhm.
That was when I was talking with Nikki about it last night. That's her big thing is every time I'm on Grok talking to it, she's like, "Oh my God, you're using so much water." What are you talking about? I'm not even drinking water. I'm drinking beer. What are you talking? This water's already been made into beer by Jesus. Speaking of, tomorrow we have two podcasts, guys. We do the Wildly Opinionated News Hour that you're listening to right now and enjoying, and we're so happy that you're here. On Wednesday, we drop those on Tuesdays. On Wednesdays, we drop Beers with Jesus, where we walk through the stories of the Bible. We don't preach. We just focus on the story mostly.
Mhm.
And right now we're in Genesis, which has some just great stories. I mean, and kind of wild stories. Tomorrow's story will be some of the wildest of all. We're talking about the Nephilim.
Oh, that's right.
And the sons of God hooking up with daughters of men. And it's that Genesis 6, 1-4 thing that has everybody, the whole internet, all aflutter right now.
Yeah, kind of ultra curious. And
so let's see what we come up with on it. I don't know what we'll come up with. So join us for that, guys, is the whole point. Toddsworld.net has all the books, everything. Check it out. You really should buy a book. Anyway,
so
you would love them.
Okay, so Nikki says you're using Grok, therefore you're using excessive water.
She thinks.
Well, that's my son Patrick is of that mind also. He's like, yeah, don't use AI unless absolutely necessary because it's like, it's not good. And I'm trying to understand how this is any different than just going onto Google or going on Facebook or YouTube or anything. How is it any different?
Supposedly the computing power required is so much greater.
Yeah,
I don't know. I said this to Nikki. I said, my guess is that 5 years from now, we'll look back and we'll be shocked how fast, 5-10 years from now, how fast all of those concerns we had about data centers, about cooling, about jobs, how fast all of that worked its way through the system.
Yep.
Now, that doesn't mean there won't be downsides. I expect there will.
Okay.
I just expect it to be like every other endeavor and advancement of human society, which is we don't know what they are, and all the predicted ones won't be it.
Okay.
It'll all be different.
Okay.
It'll be both better and worse, just like smartphones.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
That wildly productive, wildly addictive, all kinds of societal
implications.
Changing things, but I don't think we know what they are on the front end. We never do.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I expect that those concerns on the environmental side, I expect they'll sort through them again. It's true. There will be pain points as you go through it. There will be mass people who lose jobs. There will be some other things. I say mass, I don't know, but
Yeah.
like paralegals. I mean, there's things like that. But see, to me, that's the other thing about AI that I'm excited about.
Mhm.
Like, let's take just
Okay.
the legal system.
Okay.
I don't think you could say there's any other institution other than the criminal justice system, courts, the whole thing,
Mhm.
that have been more insulated and rigged by attorneys for attorneys who turn into judges. The entire system, I mean, how can you go represent yourself? You're going to get destroyed because of the way they've set the system up with all these filings and all the jargon and this, that, and the other thing,
Yeah.
right?
The red tape.
You might not know unless you've tried. I actually tried once. It didn't go well.
Oh, damn.
It
Okay.
but what's going to happen is, and you've already got it, where people will take these lawsuits or whatever, they'll feed all the info into Grok or into Claude or into whatever, one of these AI systems. AI will tell them exactly what to do. They'll produce the filings. All you have to do is sign them. You send them in. They're winning legal cases that way. That is
Damn.
an example of a structural disintegration that's been rigged for hundreds of years. That technology's coming in. The internet did this, and smartphones did this with certain things. But they come in and they disrupt things. Now, they don't just disrupt jobs; they disrupt entire industries like that, and sometimes for the better.
Okay.
Suddenly, justice in the justice system is far more accessible to anybody with a computer.
Okay.
That's good, in my opinion, for society.
You know what I
mean?
let's just put a little pin in the idea, because if what you're saying continues and proves true, Todd, I wonder if we will see introduced the idea of disallowing someone to represent themselves.
Oh, I absolutely could see that
Well,
coming, because I think this is going to be wildly
Yep.
disruptive
We'll see a
for.
little. Let's just put a little pin in that on the board and be like, keep an ear
Let's
down.
remember that
Yep.
one.
Yeah. Anyway.
And that's only one thing.
Mhm.
I'm sure how many things I haven't even crossed my mind,
Right.
as brilliant as I am. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Interesting.
Go
Yeah.
down
let's
20.
hear let's hear our fearless president.
Okay.
And he's got some opinions on AI.
Look at him color
How about
coordinating
that?
with the plane.
I know, it's awesome, isn't it?
Yep.
I love Trump. How's he? He just doesn't age, really. I'm not saying he doesn't look like he's older. Of course he is, but he's looked like he's older for, I don't know, 12 years.
Right. I was going to say
exactly
kind of
this
the same.
age.
But not quite baby's blood same. Like
American families who are scared by the rise of AI, they're worried that their kids are not going to be able to have jobs someday because AI
Well,
will
I'll tell
take
you,
over.
AI has been amazing because right now we have more jobs, more people working right now in the United States by far than we ever had before. And outside of the war, and I assumed the economy was going to go down, the stock market would go down 20, 25%. It's actually up. The stock market is higher now than it was before I started the Iran situation. And on the Iran, I had no choice because they were going to have a nuclear weapon. We're not going to give them a nuclear weapon. But that's going to end soon, one way or the other.
One way or the
oil
other.
is going to come tumbling down. There's so much oil. We have 1,600 ships in the Strait that are loaded up with oil that are going to be coming out very soon. So we'll have to see. But the military has been
is he going to
unbelievable.
circle back to the
blockade
question?
has been infallible. Not one ship has gotten through the blockade. 37 have tried. They all wish they didn't.
Oh my gosh. He did not answer the question.
Well, AI, he said, thinks it's going to be great.
Yep. Then it's like,
Trump's not one to get it. Trump doesn't generally get into the weeds of things. Do you know what I mean?
that was a little bit of a diversion.
This is great though. Let's hit another Trump.
Okay.
This is I think the same press gaggle. It looks like to me, same tie.
Okay.
Looks like although I can't see the plane right
Okay.
now. So it's a little different
Bring in
angle.
from Mexico, Canada. They
Calm down.
Same day.
Calm down. Yeah. Let's hear what Trump has to say.
I mean, you're going to see things that are amazing. You're going to see a lot of amazing things over the next 3 years for our country. And I'd like to talk more about the economic because we have $18 trillion being spent, and no country's ever had anything like that. We have car plants pouring in from Mexico, Canada. They don't want to be there. There's no reason to be there because they want to sell to our market. We have car companies and plants coming in from Germany,
from South Korea, from Japan, coming in by the billions, and they're being built now. You're going to see things that nobody thought was possible.
Mr. President,
You're going to end up saying he's the greatest president that ever lived. Bye, everybody.
James called me over the weekend, Mr. President.
Oh, I love Trump.
That's great. That's great.
I was a little hard on him last week, but I will say that I wanted to, okay, he's right about the. I banged on the stock market idea versus Wall Street versus Main Street last week, and there is truth in that. There may be truth also that Wall Street is looking past the current turbulence better than Main Street is. In other words, they can see farther out. And I've listened. We've talked about Victor Davis Hanson. I have a clip of him I'd like to play later, but we love Victor Davis Hanson. So smart.
He's really,
and
he's very wise.
And I listened to him breaking down the structural strengths of the U.S. economy.
Oh, nice.
And employment is strong. He was going all through it, and he said, I really think if he can just get the end to this, gas goes back down to $1.85 a gallon. He said, I think you're going to see a boom like we've never seen before.
Cool. Do you have that clip?
I don't, because it was kind of it was a show, and it was long.
Okay.
I listened to his shows, and so it was over the course.
Gotcha.
I do have a Victor Davis Hanson, though. Where is it? Where did I put that? Hold on.
Well, I hope he's right while you're looking. I hope Victor is right. He's that's interesting to hear.
I just think that we had last week, and I gave you the what I would say is a more pessimistic view, but I think the optimistic view, I think the truth is probably somewhere in between, but I do think there's good reason for optimism.
Right.
Here's Victor Davis. Here he is talking about Trump, and this kind of ties in because he's talking about the Terminator.
Oh, okay.
You're going to like this. Here's Victor Davis Hanson, guys.
He reminds me, remember after the first, Schwarzenegger was the first Terminator, and then he was just big and strong, and then I don't know, I think there were 6 of them, but there were 2 or 3 later, and they had this ability to discombobulate. Well, that's what Trump is. He is the next generation super Terminator. He comes, and just like in those movies, they get next to him, they fire javelins at him, they blow him up, they put him in a trunk and put gas on him, they burn, and then they just go, he's gone. And then you see this big blob for going on for like 100 yards. They're all like high-fiving each other, and then they look, and it's Eugene Carroll, Alvin Bragg, put him off the ballot. Annie Willis, James. Oh, I see a leg. I see an arm. 2 impeachments. Ray Mar-a-Lago. Oh, I see a head and arms, and now there's a body. And then presto, I'm back. And so they keep trying to blow him apart.
And he recombobulates.
He recombobulates just like a Terminator, and they can't. It's either that image I had used, the one of Roadrunner, beep beep, when they were Wile E. Coyote, and they always thought they had him, and then he defied the laws of gravity. The funny thing about that was, it was really a good metaphor, because when Roadrunner would go off the cliff and he should fall down, he defies, and he just stays there in midair, and then Wile E. Coyote jumps out and says, and he goes down, and then he walks on air back. And that's sort of what Trump is going to use capital letters and exclamation points and say you're stupid on his tweets. Well, I'm going to do that. I'm Gavin Newsom. So he tries to do exactly what, and then Trump goes, beep, beep, and he's back. And then Gavin Newsom going, well, everybody's saying that I have a foul mouth and I'm crazy and these tweets are stupid. Yes, you're Wile E. Coyote, you fool.
Oh my gosh, Todd, I'm so
Victor.
glad you shared that. I have never seen him be funny like that. I've
He's
never
really
seen him
funny a lot of the
laughing like
time. I
that.
like Victor Davis a lot.
That was great. He's usually I love him because he's so knowledgeable. He knows how to really integrate historical evidence with what's happening now. He's just seen so much and he knows so much. Oh my gosh, I've never just seen him be funny. That was a riot.
See, he's one of my regular listens.
Okay.
So I listen to his podcast.
Does he like
I may
that?
not, I probably don't listen to it 100% of the time, but a lot.
Mhm.
And Yeah, he's funny. I like him. Oh,
That's
he's very
great.
reasoned, and he's but he's funny for sure.
I love
Okay,
that.
I wanna let's see if I can get this to do here. I want to play. You know who Milton Friedman is, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Economist.
Milton Friedman. Yeah, for those who don't know, he's been passed away now for a
Mm-hmm.
while, but he was
Right.
the classic free market economist.
Yes.
Let's hear what Milton Friedman has to say. Quick 30-second clip
Okay.
that I think is one of the most. He's going to express one of the most profound, simplest things that pertains to government spending that you've ever heard.
Okay.
I'm in favor of reducing taxes under any circumstances, for any excuse, with any reason whatsoever, because that's the only way you're ever going to get effective control of government spending. Sooner or later, if you don't reduce taxes to get rid of that surplus, it's going to be spent. The rule from not only the last few years, hundreds of years, is that governments will spend whatever the tax system will raise, plus as much more as they can get away with.
100%.
100%. Yeah.
There is only one way, and that's to choke it off. I will say that the other thing Trump has done is that the federal employment,
Mm-hmm.
in other words, people working for the federal government, is at its lowest level since the 60s.
Amazing.
Trump is choking things off. His tariffs too.
Amazing.
He's talking about getting rid of the income tax.
Yep.
That's choking off a supply. I really believe that Trump is. I know I banged on him last week, guys, but I'm telling you, I really believe that he cares so much about this country. He wants to look back. I don't know that we'll appreciate Trump for 20, 30 years till we see everything that he is setting the stage for happen.
Right.
But I think history's going to look back at him and say that he changed. He changed the course of America, and it was a golden age, and it was the American empire like we've never seen before.
Right. I mean, remember Scott Bessent? Gosh, I don't know when this was, last year sometime. He talked about, you played a clip of him talking about how, it was when the tariffs were happening. And he said, this is a gamble, but we know that if we continue down the path we're going, that we're done.
Right. It's not going to work.
Right. And it's kind of, it's like, hello, that should be the wake-up call. It's funny, though. We believe him. And, AOC says Florida is going to be underwater in 10 years, and we don't believe her. So,
Are you worried?
No. It's been, I think it's been about that long. No, I'm not worried.
Is AOC a biologist?
I'm sorry, bartender. Oh, sorry, biologist.
Bartender. I don't know what a woman or a swamp is. One more quick little Trump thing.
Okay.
We're going to leave Trump behind for the weekend to blow up Iran or whatever he's going to
do. Midterms. Here we go.
I know.
The crowd is chanting 4 more years.
Is this recent?
Yeah, he's in New York, stumping for a congressman for the midterms.
We have a hat. The hat says 4 more years. It drives the radical left lunatics crazy.
Yes, that's awesome.
I love it. How can you not love him?
It's
He's
really
just
fun.
He's like Rush Limbaugh always used to call himself. Rush Limbaugh's like, I'm just a harmless, lovable little fuzzball. That's Trump.
Is that what he called himself? That's so cute.
That's what Rush used
That's
to
very
say.
Cute.
People would be going off on him. He'd be like, I'm just a guy in a golf shirt in Florida. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's good.
So anyway, there's been stuff going. This is your friends from The View.
Oh, they're not my friends. Crazy bitches. Oh no.
They're about to tell us why they can't get more Republicans on. You're going to be shocked at the reason.
Oh, okay.
I say that I think that we should have more Republicans on the show, but they don't want to come on. They're scared of us.
Oh my gosh. I hope Republicans flood the show.
They're scared of us.
Flood the
It's
show.
like Marjorie Taylor Greene says, that she finds the Republican men afraid of powerful women. Well, that may be true of all.
MTG's going to fit in so good on The View.
Oh my gosh.
All the political persuasions. But if they would come on this show and they can explain to us what they're trying to do to this country.
Earth. Why were they calling him her boyfriend?
I don't know.
That's
I don't know
funny.
enough about The View. All I ever see is clips.
Yeah.
The idea that I would ever turn on a full show of The View, no, I probably won't.
No, definitely
I'm scared.
not.
I'm scared of them.
Yes.
They caught me.
You, a Republican male, you're just afraid of The View. You're just afraid of joy. Oh my gosh. That's funny.
I want to find a, oh shit, what's this? Oh, I got to tell you about this. I wanted to tell you, I was excited about this.
Okay.
Breaking news, Carrie.
Okay.
From Minnesota.
Okay.
The land of 10,000 Timballs. 10,000 Somalians. Breaking news, Mike Lindell, the My Pillow guy, leads the race for Minnesota governor. New polling shows Mike Lindell leading the Republican field days before the Minnesota GOP convention, and he has President Trump's endorsement, which is usually the Willy Wonka gold ticket, and I suspect it will be on this one, the gold pillow.
Okay. Gold pillowcase.
And his lead is 22 points. So Mike Lindell,
oh my gosh,
is strongly ahead. This is in the Republican primary.
Okay.
So this doesn't necessarily, it's not a general thing yet,
Yep.
but point is that yeah, it's
I don't know.
he's doing really well.
I don't know how the population there is going to like Mike Lindell. How are the Somalis liking Mike Lindell?
That was the other thing I was going to tell you. Where was that? They just had another announcement, and there was a Somalian, was it up there? And she was on the hook for $43 million in that autism fraud they just indicted her on.
Yes. I saw someone.
I'm looking for that.
And I'm going to say chasing down, you know, when like reporters are chasing down like a politician, like through a hall or whatever, and they're not.
Yeah.
I saw someone really working hard to get Ilhan Omar to answer questions about that. And she was just hoofing it
She's too busy for that.
faster than I've ever seen her move and not answering.
Gonna stop,
You know who the vulnerable
basically.
adults are here? The taxpayers.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there is a point to the fact that some of these, I mean, that there are kids out there are families that need help, and that may not be getting it.
You're right.
Because, well, I mean, we understand it's ballooned to 50 times what the actual need is, but that's the thing about government fraud is not only does it balloon, a lot of the times it doesn't get to the people that are supposedly the ones who need it.
Exactly. Yeah, and
That's the whole point.
You've got 4 really good examples there of groups that Democrats claim to care so much about.
Yeah.
Right. Wow.
It's
So this is this 43 million, 40 or 45 million. This it's a woman, right? Was indicted.
yes.
She was sentenced to prison, I think.
Maybe it could be that's already
Yeah.
happened. I'm not sure exactly what the case are. I
Right.
did hear that there was multiple ones that were.
But big time. And yeah, Ilhan Omar still hasn't given an acceptable answer about her her income tax clerical
I'm
error.
shocked.
Her $30 million clerical error. Whatever it was. What is that?
It's become clear that the Democrat Party is nothing but the party of fraud. I mean, that's it. Boil everything down,
grifting,
strip everything else away,
grifting at
and
its
they're
finest.
thieves.
Yep.
That's all they are, is thieves. So now they try to spread a little money along the way so that their thievery isn't as detected, but never fear. The purpose is the thievery. The purpose is not to help anyone.
Right.
So
it's craziness there.
Do I want to go to what time? This is Jeff Bezos again. This is not an AI thing.
Okay.
I want to play this because I want to get your take on it. See what you think.
Okay.
This is something that a lot of people don't. It's a viewpoint I don't think a lot of people naturally think, a way that they think. Let's hear what he has to say. This is
Okay.
about charitable giving versus building businesses.
Okay.
If I do my job right, the value to society and civilization from my for-profit companies will be much, much larger, than the good that I do with my charitable giving. And I think this is an important point to make, because people forget, or they sometimes don't see, that when you create something like Amazon and you're saving, I get letters from new mothers all the time that say, like, I have no idea what I would be doing right now if I didn't have Amazon. Thank you. Or what we did in the pandemic when people could really see what an essential service we provided to them. And so, this is, Amazon creates tremendous value. And by the way, all companies are creating value of some kind.
What do you think, Gary?
I hear what he's saying, and I'm going to say he's had I'm an avid Amazon user. And what he's done, and especially in the context he shared there, he's definitely had a positive impact on society and its certain accessibilities and things like that. I just think that measuring that, and I feel like it's just not the same as giving charitably. There's I just feel like it's different.
He gives a lot of charity, but I think that his point is, and this is what I thought was interesting. His point is that people tend to look at charitable giving as the measure of what you're doing to help out the greater good of society.
Okay.
And
Got it.
he's making the point, I'm going to do far more for the greater good of society through my capitalistic efforts at building this business.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I agree with that. It's a different,
people don't
it's a different
think that way.
No, because we've had a whole generation or two being taught that capitalism is evil.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that he's pointing that out, because I agree with that. I agree with that.
I do too.
It's longer lasting as well. It's longer lasting.
The best thing he could do is run a really good business that helps people.
Yep. Helps them with employment,
provides
helps with
wages and
accessibility,
raises. Yeah.
Affordability sometimes, So yeah, I think that's really interesting. What is his political alignment?
I don't exactly know. But do you see why, if you just listen to the couple clips we've played,
Yeah.
and there's more out there, do you see why I get the feeling that he might be feeling out the waters a little bit? I mean, what more can he do at Amazon? He's already got his space thing. He's already got $450 billion. Like, I'm telling you, there's something about, also, he's not, Elon Musk is weird. Like, for Elon Musk to be as focused as he is, and
right. I mean, he's
on
so
space and
he's so
everything.
intelligent. He's weird. I get it.
Right. But Bezos, not that Bezos isn't intelligent, but I think Bezos maybe has a little bit more relatability.
Right. His social skills are different. What,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that I don't know that I would automatically assume that he is angling for politics, but hearing those two clips you shared makes me wonder what his political leanings are, because I would have assumed before today that he's one of these liberal billionaires like Bill Gates,
Right.
who, I can't.
One would assume. I would
would.
assume the same thing.
But
He has been
which is
kinda chummy with Trump.
counterintuitive to me, completely counterintuitive. So I don't know, but he doesn't sound it there. In the first clip, he said something about hamstringing with regulations, with overregulation.
Yeah.
Well, talking about minimizing government regulation on anything, and then here talking about the powers, the social improvement powers of capitalism, he doesn't sound very liberal to me.
No,
It's
and he may not be.
Yeah, interesting.
It may be that we're going to see some of that we'll see some realignment in things.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because the Democrats really have, I mean, they're lunatics. We said that last week. Like, your choices are sometimes completely wildly ineffective Republicans
Right.
who almost, you feel like, might as well be Democrats, except they don't want to cut your daughter's breasts off.
Right.
Like, they don't want to mutilate your kids. They know what a woman is. That's my point, is like the Democrats have become so fringe and so lunatics. And I do believe it's healthy for America to have two parties, but I suspect there's going to be some realignment to where you have two parties that move away from the fringe of lunacism that we've seen the Democrats tailspin into.
Yeah, I want to comment on something you just said, because I think that what the danger is with Democrats going so far one direction and being so nuts, like you said, just the lunatics, it like lowers the bar of conservative options. It's like, well, at least they don't want to cut my daughter's breasts off. Like, it's like, that's a horrible bar. I want way more than that from my representatives,
That's where we're at with the Democrats in America.
Well, right. But it's like, I just realized that that's the way you said it, that's the danger in that. It's like, no, we can have high standards. And then there are some out there, but yikes.
If you're in the Palisades in California, you think, at least the Republicans don't want to burn down my house. At least that. At least they aren't actively rooting for my house to go up in flames. That's something.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you're right. We should have higher bars.
We should have higher bars. How Spencer Pratt? Are we going to talk Spencer Pratt?
I've got a Spencer
good.
Pratt
Okay.
ad we'll play. I want to play this UFO thing.
I'm so excited about this.
There's so much going on, and it's so like I told you I listened to Steve Dace too. He said the other day on his program that he didn't think aliens or UFOs unless they land in the middle of Super Bowl that it's ever gonna like filter into and make any difference in America. And there may be truth to that. There's a lot of stuff coming out. Trump has been declassifying, and it's all the time. Like you see these glowing humanoid forms of these orbs and all these weird things. Let's hear what Jesse Waters has to say. I had this last week and I didn't get to it. It's just kind of a fun little clip.
Back, and we just found out over 1 billion people have visited the site. 1 billion. It's got to be a record. The War Department says more.
Talking about the government site where they're declassifying the UFO stuff. So they're dropping stuff on a government site. I don't remember what it is.
Oh,
but they're dropping all these declassified
is this like something
stuff.
like Area 51 or something?
It's those kinds of things.
Okay.
So all these different
Over
like
1 billion
camera
people have gone to
footages,
visit.
and they've gone to visit this site where the government's dropping all this
So
stuff.
wild.
Files will be released soon. UFO experts and top researchers have been investigating aliens for years. Their sources say dozens of crashed UFOs have been recovered, and what they found inside, shocking.
And do people think that there's one type of non-human
Will
intelligence that's
Smith's
visiting
back.
the Earth, or is there many, many types?
People who have been involved in recoveries have said
there are at least 4 separate types. Now, I have not had direct access to that, but I believe the people who I talked to.
4 different types of life.
4 different types of life.
4 different species of aliens.
I want people to understand that we're listening to Fox News. This is a national American respected news company.
Yeah, this is not like a
This is
tablet.
unthinkable.
Jesse Waters is
20
not a
years ago,
tabloid
10 years
program.
ago, this is unthinkable.
Okay, and I'm sorry, are those scientists like living right now?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
he's going to tell us the 4 types of aliens that are out there.
Seriously? Let's go.
Yes.
Another scientist called them greys, Nordics, insectoids, and reptilians.
What?
All of them have 2 arms and 2 legs, just like us. Expert
4 types of well, I don't know. They're just 4 types of things. I think they may be from here. I don't know.
insectoids and reptilians. All of them have 2 arms and 2 legs, just like us. Experts speculate the reptilians are scaly with long tails like a lizard. Insectoids look like a praying mantis.
Oh my gosh.
The greys look like your classic movie alien, and the Nordics look like a regular Swedish guy.
They're just a regular Swedish guy.
We haven't seen the evidence, but Pete Hegseth says more evidence is coming.
What?
And there are a lot of believers in Congress.
There's a lot of those over in Finland and Sweden.
Maybe that's where they've been hanging out.
They just walk around on the streets.
We don't know why there's an uptick
I
in
have seen evidence
tourism.
in a skiff that leads me to believe there are things we cannot explain, and I have observed things that are of non-human origin
name is
and
Luna?
creation. That's my opinion.
Releasing the files.
That was Representative Luna. What's her name?
I don't know.
Anna Paulina Luna. She's
Okay.
from Texas. The one she was in that. Remember, she modeled
She's from
swimsuits some too.
Texas.
Yeah,
Her
I
name's
think it's
Luna.
Texas.
Okay. Oh, I remember her.
She's a Hispanic. You know who she? Yeah,
Okay.
she's real pretty. And she's been on the alien thing. She was on Rogan. Remember talking about the Book of Enoch, which we're going to talk about
yeah.
tomorrow Beers with Jesus, guys. Join us for Beers with Jesus tomorrow. And by the way, log on to toddsworld.net and get Witness. There's different kinds of humanoids in Witness, too.
Yes, there are. It's great.
It's so much
They
fun.
may or
It's not
may not
exactly
be
like
Swedish.
They just walk around like normal people in Sweden.
Isn't easy. They've been hitting for years, and a lot of people want to keep it that way.
The problem we have right now is the deep state's fighting the president on release, and he kept his word, and I suspect some of our not so friendly comrades and some of our alphabet agencies are slow walking a lot of the information. It's about power, it's about control, and that's kind of what runs Washington.
That's what runs Washington. What do you think, Carrie? I just had to play that. That's just kind of
I'm surprised and pretty fascinated.
Grays on Fox News. This is primetime Fox News. Just said we have Grays,
right?
We have the Nordics, the insectoids, which those are the people that look like praying mantises.
Praying mantises. That gave me the heebie-jeebies. And the reptilians.
The reptilians look like lizard people, yeah.
Wow.
And I got to tell you, I buy some of this. I think that reptilian thing has some kind of connection to the serpent in Genesis. I don't know what exactly, but I suspect that we were dealing with something along those lines, that what we think we know, all of the forms and the wrenches that Satan has used to throw into creation. I don't think that we do. You know what I mean? I just think that there's a lot more going on out there than we realize.
Okay.
What do you think, Carrie? It's kind of interesting,
It's kind of interesting. I like the Super Bowl joke. I'm thinking, and I was going to say, and some of those people wouldn't even like really register or care unless their landing impacted a play.
Exactly.
I'd be like, this is just part of the show. That's funny.
Do you think that we should? Last week, we premiered a new segment called Baby's Blood or No Baby's Blood.
Yes.
And our subject was none other than Mr. John Travolta. He of Grease fame, who is not looking very greasy these days.
I love Grease. Such a fan.
Here he is. So this kerfuffle kind of got out there, and John Travolta is actually responding to the segment we had.
Yeah. Does he mention us by name?
Let's hear what John has to say. Did he? So guys, our segment was Baby's Blood or No. Has John Travolta been consuming adrenochrome via baby's blood to reverse age? Is the question. And it appears that might be the case.
Todd showed a photo from not so long ago to currently, and he looks airbrushed and perfect right now.
Right now, you see him airbrushed on here. Probably there's a reptilian hiding under there, but we will see. We will see.
The old school directors wore berets and the glasses, and I thought, that's what I'm doing. I've been around for over 50 years doing movies, but I can't tell when I look back the difference between the events. And I said, I'm a director this time. You're an actor, play the part of a director, look like an old school director. So I looked up pictures, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and the old school directors wore berets. And I said, and the glasses, and I thought, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to do an homage to being a director.
An homage.
So I'm going to play the part of being a director. And then when I look back, I'll know, oh, that was Propeller One-Way Night Coach. That was Cannes. That's when I won the Palme d'Or. And I'll have vividness of it. The old school
have vividness of it. That sounds like a Christian Science, or not Christian Science, I'm sorry. That sounds like a Scientology line.
Yeah, it does.
Is that his daughter?
I don't know. Maybe. After days, it never identified her in the clip.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me make sure that's true. It never identified her in the clip.
I'm looking it up.
I thought it might be, but I don't know. What do you think? Did that shed any light? Have we made any progress? Is there any more clarity? Baby's blood or not baby's blood? When the subject tells you it's just a beret.
Well,
how did we get so confused? How did a cream beret, turn into baby's blood?
Well, wait.
That's what I thought.
Why was he responding to how does he look so young? Like,
yeah, and he just went for a different look.
Yeah, I don't
And
feel like that
he looked up
explains.
pictures of directors, and he saw that they looked like they were 40 years younger than him, and he thought, well, adrenochrome, here I come. Where's my smoothie?
Ew!
Honey,
Smoothie.
get me my baby's blood smoothie.
Yes, that is his daughter. That's his daughter. Okay. That's really funny. Well, that's interesting. Playing the part of a director.
Playing the part.
He's just,
All the directors in Hollywood drink babies.
sometimes.
I get it. I make sense. By the way, I do want to mention that Tulsi Gabbard is resigning. Did you know that? You saw that?
No.
Yeah. Her husband, who's quite a bit younger than her, actually, Tulsi, is something of a cougar.
As she should be.
Her husband has been diagnosed with a rare form of bone cancer.
Dang it.
I don't know exactly what. I don't know that it's been released, but the statement was that he's got some serious challenges, and Trump came out with a statement praising her, all the work that she's done, the conspiracy with Obama, everything else. There are people out there saying, "Oh, she's just getting fired. This is all a smoke screen."
I don't know.
That's an awful big smoke screen if your husband has cancer. So I'm
Right.
not of the opinion. I love Tulsi.
I do
Sad to see
too.
her go. I understand if she's got family things
Yeah,
that's going on.
I hope he does well. I hope his prognosis is optimistic and might just be a
I hope
tough,
so too.
tough
I
road.
don't know anything about it.
I love her. I love Tulsi Gabbard, and I hope. Well, I'm relieved to hear that Trump's saying something good, because he'd say, like, he would throw her under
Oh,
the
he had
bus.
nothing but
Right.
glowing stuff to say about
Right.
her. There was
Glad to hear that.
it didn't seem like there's any bad blood at all. I do think there's some bad blood within the administration,
Right.
and that there was conflicts there. But let's be fair. A lot of what we see, a lot of what we hear that comes out of there, it's Game of Thrones stuff.
Do we know before?
That's just what it is.
Before you go to this, I can't wait. I've seen this. Do you? Have they said who's going to replace her? Is there any speculation?
I have not heard. No.
Okay.
I don't know if they've said. I haven't seen it.
Okay.
If they did. So.
All right.
But I'm going to miss Tulsi. I hope
Yes.
that her husband makes a speedy recovery in a year or two,
I hope so too.
and that she can get back and be Wonder Woman, help America again.
Right. I hope so.
I'm a big fan of Tulsi, so I can't wait to see her back in
Yeah.
the saddle, and her husband healthy again, I hope.
Yeah, I hope so too. Good luck.
You do know what this is? You know what I'm about to play?
I do.
We got this, guys.
I
It says the
do.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and what this is one of the latest Spencer Pratt ads from
Yeah.
LA. And Spencer Pratt's we talked about him last week or the week before, I can't remember. And he is running. He was a reality television star of sorts, right?
I guess so.
He was on The Hills, and he's married to Heidi Montag, who was also reality television. Listen, I'm not a big reality TV guy.
I didn't know about
So
him till he
I-
was running for office.
I didn't either. But his home got burned down in the Palisades. And Karen Bass, who you may remember, is the elderly black lady mayor of LA who ran to Ghana as soon as the
Yeah.
fire started.
Ineffectual mayor.
And did everything she could to burn down parts of LA, and that's both literally and figuratively, because I mean the homeless problem, everything else. And she had the temerity to come out because Spencer Pratt and his family are living in some hotel somewhere because Karen Bass burned their house down. And so he had an Airstream trailer out there where he still spends time on his property, but it's understandable that with the views and the fame he's getting from running, that people are, you gotta protect your family.
Right.
So they're not just living in an Airstream where anybody can bother them,
Okay.
They gotta have security and whatever else. Well, so
She criticized
Spencer
him for
Pratt
that.
criticized him as being wealthy, out of touch, whatever it
okay.
is. And he put out he has had the most banger videos ads that come out. So this one is a take on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, which was, speaking of Will Smith, he seems to pop up everywhere.
I know.
Speaking of Will Smith, it was the original Will Smith show back in the day. So this, guys, if you're watching, you'll hear it either way. It's Spencer Pratt, one of his latest ads.
Yeah.
What do you got,
If
Carrie?
you're driving right now, you just need to pull over into the next parking lot. Just watch this. What is it? It's a minute. It's so you got to pull over and watch this. Don't watch this and drive. It's so
Here's
great.
Spencer Pratt.
Now this is a story all about how my life got turned upside down, and I had to take a minute to run for mayor. I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel-Air.
It's just him and his Airstream.
So good.
He's pulling his Airstream into where his house had burned down.
Oh.
In West Los Angeles, Palisades, in my backyard is where I spend most of my days. Feeding hummingbirds, relaxing all cool, avoiding all the bums outside of the school. When a couple politicians who were up to no good started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got in one little fire, my mom got scared and said, "You're moving in with Harvey Levin in Bel-Air."
The devastation there is like so sad.
I pulled out from my lot about 7 or 8 and I yelled to the rubble, "Yo ho, smell you later." I moved to my kingdom, I was finally there to sit on my throne as a prince of Bel-Air.
In his Airstream.
Brilliant.
Spencer Pratt is it's impressive. He's all his AI ads, it's just he's proven to have really good instincts.
They're really
out
fun.
there.
And there is a trend. I sent you one, but I've seen many. There are videos out there everywhere of people all over the country saying they want to go and vote for him. And they're like, what are they going to do in California? ID me?
Yeah. All of a sudden.
It's so cute.
That'd be like Michigan. Do you know that we had 800,000 in the 2024 election? We had 800,000 more votes than registered voters in Michigan.
800,000?
Who's counting? Who could keep track of such things?
Wow. And what was that for president? For
Yes.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah, the national election.
Wow.
So the
People were really, really excited about Kamala Harris.
Oh, what is this the one? We could go out on that, guys.
Thank
We're
you.
just about done anyway. It's Memorial Day weekend. Carrie and I got to get on with our lives. Look at Carrie's got her bacon.
Our sponsor
The whole
today
world
is Patrick Smith's Bacon.
Patrick Smith's bacon.
Thank you, Patrick.
Who is this about Southern Dictors? Okay.
That's so
Let's
fun.
just this is I want to play this quick. This is Maria Bartiromo from Fox News, and she's got Todd Blanche on, who's acting attorney general, and she's asking him about the conspiracy case against Obama and all those, and for
about the
Russiagate and and then beyond that, Operation Crossfire, Hurricane, all of them, all the stuff.
We're finding out some incredibly troubling things, and at some point at the right
Hold
time.
on, I got to adjust the volume. These clips are all over the place. Here's Todd again.
We're finding out some incredibly troubling things, and at some point at the right time, that will be made public, and the American people will see exactly what happened to this administration and President Trump over the past decade.
Well, I mean, the country was ripped apart. We all know that. Half of the country said he colluded with Russia. The other half said, no, it didn't. I mean, it ripped the country apart. But you say when the time is right. When is the time right? When should we expect these charges of conspiracy?
Well, I mean, look, as has been publicly reported, the Southern District of Florida has an open criminal investigation. That involves hundreds of subpoenas. It involves hundreds of witnesses. And so as far as timing and when we can expect it, we are working hard and we are working efficiently, but we are going to do it right. We are not going to rush something that isn't ready. We're not going to reach a conclusion before our investigation is over. But I assure you, and I assure the American people, that we are completely focused on it.
Okay. Well, I don't know what is not ready. I mean, we've been watching this.
I love her.
She won't let him off the hook.
Viewers and people watching are frustrated because it just keeps happening. Weaponization keeps happening because it's not corrected the time before. Now,
she's right. He says it's coming. Maybe he's right. I don't know.
Todd, how do you think it will be received? Let's say one day they just go and charge Obama, charge Hillary Clinton, and go down the line. How do you think people are going to react to that? Because I I just think people who hate Trump aren't going to believe that this is true.
That's probably true. There are people who think it'll be something of a that we're in the midst of a cold civil war right now, and that will heat things up. You'd have riots, and you'd have and all of that is probably true. It's true that it may be true that the remedy to tearing America apart may be more tearing of America apart. That's what happened eventually with the Civil War, and then there was healing afterwards. So I don't know, but I do know this. It doesn't. I am of the opinion it doesn't matter. These things, you can't just sweep them under the rug. It's too much
Right.
corruption, and it's too
Right.
much. I don't like the idea of being a
Okay.
banana republic where you know,
Okay.
whatever. But
Okay.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it needs to be done regardless. You know what I mean?
Yep. It's a tough thing.
It sucks. Yeah.
It does suck.
It
I guess
sucks,
I want it to be
I wish they
so
hadn't done it.
clear. Right. Well, of course, right. We just wish that hadn't happened at all. But I just want it to be so clear that even if people are really sad, like, oh man, I trusted him. I loved Obama. I know people who loved
Yeah.
Obama. I want it to be so clear that they're just like, wow, that
Right.
sucks.
I agree.
But accept it, even if they're devastated by it.
I wonder if in the end Obama won't walk just because he was president, and
Sure.
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see what happens. But they got to get some high up people. I
Yep.
don't know who. They got to get some scalps. They need to go like
Yeah.
David when he was going to marry. Saul was giving him his oldest daughter, and he had to go off and get the skins of like 100 Philistines, the foreskins. That's what we need. We need Todd Blanche to be
Dang.
unlike King
Speaking
David.
of that, go, where is it? What's your website? And get Insurrection.
ToddsWorld.net.
ToddsWorld.net. And go get Insurrection.
Yeah, there's some scalps there.
Indeed.
You know what? We've talked on and off. I know we're getting a little late, but I wanted to play this, and I think I'll forget about it if I
Okay.
don't. It's a little longer clip. Do you know who Jeremy Boring is?
I don't think
He was
so.
one of the original founders of the Daily Wire with Ben Shapiro.
Okay.
He was CEO of the Daily Wire for
Okay.
a while. You probably recognize him when you see him. And we have, even on this show, given the boomers a little bit of a maybe I don't know if it's a bad rap, but the boomers have taken some hits
Okay.
in general,
Right.
right? Especially lately.
Right.
Not necessarily on this show, but just in general, people are looking at the boomers, and you know, the boomer has it now. People call people boomers, and this, that, and the other. And
The latest slang term I heard is doomer boomers.
doomer boomer.
Yeah.
What's that mean?
Just ones who think that the world's coming to an end, and
Because they've lived their whole lives, and we went to the moon, and now suddenly they're finding out about grays and Nordics and
I guess.
insectoids. Maybe the boomer mind can't handle it.
Oh boy.
But my point is that Jeremy Boring in this clip, I think, provides a really good balanced take on boomers
Okay.
and on
Cool.
their and on everything that they have. There was failures, yeah, but there's so many successes
Right?
of that generation. And I just thought, I think this is pretty good. I'd like to play this. So we'll see how much we get through. But let's listen.
Okay, cool.
Jeremy Boring, formerly of the Daily Wire. He's on the Blaze. I'm not sure what show.
When the boomers came of age, they got drafted and sent to Vietnam. It wasn't a volunteer army. They got, pulled out of their life against their will, shipped overseas to Southeast Asia, and 58,000 of them died.
The older boomers, yes.
The older boomers. 58,000 of them were killed in Vietnam. That's 10 war on terror. That's the casualty count of 10 Iraq and Afghanistan's.
Puts
In the
things
most
into
formative
perspective.
moment of that generation's existence. And you go, oh, well, the boomers made a lot of mistakes, no fault divorce. Pretty terrible. Has some pretty terrible consequences. And yet the idea that we sit in judgment of them as though our hands are clean, as though we can see our own flaws, I mean, the funny thing about eyes is they only look out.
That's a
and
good line.
We
It
never
is.
see our mistakes. And, as Dennis Prager has said in the past, the commandment to honor thy father and mother is the only one of the commandments that comes with a reason,
Mm-hmm.
that your days will be long in the land. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days will be long in the land. You can't have a country if you hate the people who gave it to you.
Nice.
You can't have a country if you
That's a
tear
good line.
down all the wisdom that has been bequeathed to you. If you tear down all the structures that have been bequeathed to you. That doesn't mean that we shouldn't be critical of the mistakes of the generations that went before us. Of course we should. But we should understand those mistakes before we're so quick to throw out all that great wisdom that's also been handed down through history to us. And so, you know, on one hand, I see that as a place where we can be really critical of ourselves, and we should be, and we should stop saying, okay, boomer, and we should be more respectful to the people who've given us our country. At the same time, as you reflect on the challenges that the boomers faced and the things that they actually went on to accomplish, yes, myriad failures. We're going to have myriad failures too. Humongous successes. I mean, the 20th century, the second half of the 20th century is the greatest period of peace and prosperity in all of human history. It's never happened before.
Wow.
And you just think, well, what can we do, having been given this time of peace and prosperity, having had the blessing of coming of age in a time of peace and prosperity? I know people like, there's wisdom in the idea that, good times make weak men, and weak men make bad times, and bad times make good, that whole sort of continuum that gets.
Do you know what he's talking about?
Yeah.
You do. Okay. Guys, he doesn't quite finish it, but it's that good times make weak men,
Mm-hmm.
who weak men make bad times, and bad times make strong men.
Right.
Who
I
then make
know.
good times.
It is a really interesting concept, but
What do you think? That's enough of Jeremy. I've had all I can
so
take. This is the
I
Todd's world,
actually
not Jeremy's world.
I
Damn it.
like everything. I like everything you were saying, and I think it's important to remember that. And I don't feel generally critical of boomers at all.
I don't either, really.
I don't. And I know it was like a joke for a little while, but I thought that was just young people kind of saying like, "Oh, well, you're getting old." And not that that's okay, but I didn't think that it
Right.
really spoke to like their mistakes in our history or anything like that. Maybe more intelligent people using that term said that, but I thought that was really cool. I really like what he said about you can't have a country without the people who have given it to you. You can't have a country without the
Yeah.
people who've given it to you. It was beautiful. But yeah, go ahead. What do you think?
I think he's right. I don't. My parents have been gone a long time. My parents, of course, would have been boomers.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think I look at our resident boomers. I think the resident Todd's World boomers. We
Mhm.
got Pastor Daryl who's out there, and Aunt Nancy, your mom, and
Mhm.
a lot of others. Actually, we've got a lot of boomers who listen, and I think that they're great. I
Mhm.
enjoy the advice. I enjoy all of it,
Right.
and life's different. They had different challenges. Sure, there was failures along the way. But like Jeremy Boring says, there's going to be failures along our way. Have been already, and will be more. And
Mhm.
that's what I mean. And he is right that
Yeah.
there's how do you honor the generation that goes before? You know what I mean? The greatest generation's pretty much faded away. They're pretty much gone. And so the boomers now are the
Yeah.
next generation that's fading away. That's good. That's dying off. I mean, that's what generations do.
I know.
They
Sadly.
we all get older, and then we'll be after that.
Todd, do you think
And you
that
look
Oh, go
back.
ahead. Finish. Sorry.
One of my favorite songs. This was played at my mom's funeral. Trevor actually played it on the piano.
Oh.
Was "Find Us Faithful" by Steve Green, and the line in that song is, "May all who come behind us find us faithful." As they
Oh.
look through all that we've left behind,
Mhm.
may they find the road that leads them to God. And yeah, I think that's it. And sometimes the answer will be yes on the boomers, sometimes it'll be no, but that's true of any generation.
Mhm.
And he's right that the boomers had Billy Graham. You know what I mean? I
Right.
just you
Right.
had some pretty amazing things
Mhm.
that have happened. And
That's
so
cool.
and listen,
Beautiful.
I'm anti-institutional. We all know the broad anti-institutional streak in me. But don't let that I don't want that to come off like it's anti the older generations, because that isn't
No.
really. It's just I think the issues I have with institutions span generations. Do you know
Right.
what I mean?
Right. Todd, do you think Do you think that conservatives are more respectful of our history than
Yes,
liberal people?
I do. I don't even think that's a close. I
Right.
mean,
I've
I
never
feel
really
like libs would say that. Yeah, they don't like them at all.
Right. I just never thought of it that way. And as he spoke about that, about like honoring our past and even like where you can recognize mistakes and flaws, but you can't just dismiss the whole thing. And it made me think of
No,
them tearing down monuments.
100%. It's the same exact. It's a symptom of the same disease.
Yep. It's just
Maybe
really
a further
interesting.
symptom. It may be more well-developed disease by that
Right.
point.
Yeah. That's kind of manifesting into action instead of
Starts
just.
with disrespecting, not honoring
Hmm.
your parents.
Right.
Not honoring your parents turns into not honoring all the generations that have gone before.
Right.
So all of the ancient wisdom, the older wisdom, things like that, we don't need that anymore because
Hmm.
we have AI or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh, gosh.
When AI's curating all that old wisdom, I mean, where do you think it's getting its answers?
Yep.
So I thought that was good.
Yeah. That's interesting.
I'll give you this will be our last Memorial Day
Okay.
topic. The last little thing is a quote by Ayn Rand,
Oh.
one of Carrie's favorite authors. Ayn Rand, and I think this ties in with the boomer thing good. Ayn Rand said, quote, "Capitalism was the only system in history where wealth was not acquired by looting, but by production. Not by force, but by trade. The only system that stood for man's right to his own mind, to his work, to his life, to his happiness, to himself." Thought it was really good. Job, Ann.
Yeah.
She was brief there. She needed to apply
He
a
was
little of
brief.
that. Atlas shrugged.
Was that an AI
Again,
summary
it's
of a
long.
a
I don't know.
6-page? That's funny.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's good.
Listen, guys, go to toddsworld.net. We've got links to the podcast there. You know where the podcast is. Subscribe and rate and review would really help us. If
Definitely.
you'll rate us, give us a 5-star rating, you're enjoying the show, subscribe so you don't miss anything. We're on whatever, you know what I mean, whatever, YouTube, Spotify, wherever you're listening. Subscribe. That helps us too. And tell people about us.
Please
Find the
do.
clips, send them to your friends.
I think we're
and
less
check out
offensive than we used to be, don't you?
Do you? Maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, please share us.
We might be.
Please share us.
And then check out toddsworld.net. Check out some of my books. Witness and Insurrection are the series that are great. Insurrection is a fictional 2024 setting where Donald Trump is actually and his family are actually taken out by the deep state. And then all that ensues, the insurrection that ensues after that.
Yikes.
All fictional.
Yep.
But a lot of fun if you really want to see some people
Past the
get what
initial
they have
trauma,
coming.
it's
You may
fun.
never see it anywhere else. But you'll see it in Insurrection and you'll like it. And then you'll look at yourself in the mirror and think, man, why did I like that
I
so
know.
much?
It really will make you like do some self-examination. And it's a good thing.
What better? what could be better used for a story? So anyway, guys, thank you for joining us this week. Thanks, Carrie. We'll be back tomorrow for Beers with Jesus.
An
So
interesting beer.
catch us tomorrow. And the Nephilim, the reptilians, the insectoids. We're going to figure it all out. Join us tomorrow, guys. Thanks, Carrie.
Thank you.
Happy Memorial Day, everybody. I hope that it's a banger. I hope that it's a banger for the boomers.
I don't think we're supposed to root for a banger on Memorial Day weekend. But
I'm trying to mix up my Gen Z slang with the boomers.
There you go.
All right, guys. We will catch you next week. Thanks. Thanks, Gary.
Thanks.